How are you? Good to see you. Good, how are you?
I'm a little beat up today. I ran a cross-country race yesterday,
Oh.
but some active recovery.
Yeah. How did it go? How long was it? Long distance or like just terrains?
Not long years, so short.
Yeah. We're glad you're here. Hello. How are you? Good. Hi. Hi, Nala. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Hi, Fran. How are you? Hello. How you doing? Good. Did the cumbia lesson happen? Is it every week?
What now?
The thing you were saying last, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Just dancing in the corner.
Yes, over here.
Is it every week?
It's every Monday.
Fun.
It's fun. Partner dancing is hard.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it
Like,
regularly? Just like where you have someone's leading and someone's following,
yeah.
touching and stuff.
Uh-huh. And you're doing the opposites?
Yes.
Or like mirrors or something? Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard.
Yeah. But is cumbia all partner work?
Kinda,
Yeah. You can't just be in the corner doing circles to yourself.
That's me. But yeah, it's really cool.
Fun.
It's like trying to build a community out of it. So there's, yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone, we'll start in some time, so feel free to get comfortable, take your time, and we'll use, as we so often do, all the props this afternoon. So 2 blocks, a blanket, therapy balls, a strap, and anything else you'd like to grab. I can also bring you stuff later on as we start getting moving. Hi. You made it. Is it self-selected off day or it's holiday?
It's I work shifts, so sometimes
Yep. Hello. We'll start soon, y'all. There's busy Monday today. In theory, there's 6 more people who are going to come, and there's so much room for all of them to fit. But just a gentle suggestion I like to do is if you see a few inches of space next to you on the right or the left, you might scooch in a few drops closer just so that those who are coming in for parking or lunch hour can squeak in right next to you, and that'll be really helpful. Thank you. And then all the props this afternoon, 2 blocks, blanket, strap, therapy balls. One day I'll have an agenda with the bolster, but today I don't. But if you'd like to grab one, you can always grab one. And we'll start soon. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hello, how are you? Every time you come in, I think of like how convenient it is to where you are. If it wasn't, I take none. The fact that you can see it from your home, if you peek out, I was like, the dream is alive. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Almost everyone's here. A few more. Hello, come on in. A few more folks are going to pepper their way in as we get moving. But an hour is both so short and so quick, so we'll get started. Hi, you two. I see a spot here. You're more than welcome to come up here. The magic about the front is that no one is looking at you, and then you also don't see anyone. So I'm always, if you ever see me in class, I'm like pushed up into the wall, basically, while I'm practicing. But anywhere you like. This one, we're going to leave this one open just because it's getting live streamed. But if you wouldn't mind pulling back or forward an inch, and then we can fit you guys in here, or one can come right here if you'd like, and then we'll face the front. Thank you. Perfect. Yes. And then we'll have you face towards the wall. And then when, no rush, you can grab all the props. I can bring some stuff to you, blankets, blocks and straps, and therapy balls. Yeah, perfect. Monday. Good to see you all. Hello, Molly. For those of us that haven't officially met, everyone looks so familiar, but just on the off chance I didn't come over and say hi to you, my name is Anisha. Happy officially fall. I don't know if it was the first day of fall last Monday, but now it is, even though it's still hot. So here we are. There's a whole bunch of announcements. They just updated the workshop schedule, and I'm seeing how many phenomenal things there are that are coming up. And the one that I wanted to quickly announce, because it's coming up, is October this week? Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, yes, this Saturday. This is an insider secret that I don't like to share so often, but there's a woman named Lynn Gallagher who does unbelievable facials, like not chemically facials, but like muscle release. I have no other way of describing her except she is a full witch, and I go in there into sessions with her and leave feeling like 45 pounds lighter, and I don't even know if she's actually touched me. Like I black out the whole time. I'm very bad at advertising her, but she speaks for herself. But the point is that this Saturday she's doing a partnered facial massage where you bring a friend, a loved one, and I've done it with her before. And she just kind of teaches you how to release muscles in your jaw and shoulders, part of our bodies that we use all the time. And it is heaven on earth. So if you are available, It's on Saturday, and I wanted to make sure to tell you about it before we forget. Has anyone seen her yet? Has anyone gone to her privately? I've been going to her monthly for 4.5 years, and I feel like Adriana put me onto her, and part of me is like, don't tell anyone about her, because she gets booked so, like, the people need to know, and she's coming to the studio. So if you're free, that's on Saturday. Okay, today is officially the 7th day. Hi, Alexis. Hello, come on in. I see a spot for you here. You can also come up here, but anywhere you like. Today, technically, is the 7th day of the 9-night and 9-day celebration of the goddess. So if you've been practicing at the studio for the past couple of weeks, you might have heard some of the teachers sharing mythology and story about the goddess herself. And every year around September, October, comes this holiday that celebrates the 9 avatars and 9 different manifestations of this divine feminine energy. So Three Queens is named after the 3 heavy hitters, Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. And the 3 of them kind of encompass the entire state of the world. One symbolizes creation, another symbolizes sustenance, and the third symbolizes dissolution. And as they start to turn in this cycle, they kind of create the entire world as we know it. And so each week for the month of October, I like to share mythological stories of the goddess herself and see how it starts to tie into our practice. And today we start off, all of her deities are up here. There's the hand-carved one and also the stuffed animal one, which I love so much. But the goddess that we'll talk about today, her name is Parvati. She's the goddess of the householder. And so anytime you see deities or pictures or photos of the goddess, they're all seen in many different forms, and they often start off with more than 2 arms. But Parvati is known to be the goddess of the householder. So she looks most like us. She wears plain clothes. She resides in the home. Her husband is Shiva. Her beloved is the great lord of yoga. And the story starts off, once upon a time, hundreds and thousands of years ago, there was a great demon. All of these stories start off with demons who are doing demony things. And so this demon, his name was Mahishasura. And next week I'll bring in my comic book that shows all the pictures of these that I grew up learning with. But the very first pose that he's doing in the comic, he's in tree pose on top of a mountain. And the story goes is that he, every day for years and years, is doing daily work, yoga, meditation, fasting, his offerings, so that he can achieve the attention of the gods. And finally, one day, Shiva sees him and says, I see that you're doing what you need to do. I know that you're bad, but what is it that you want? And Mahishasura, this demon, he says, I never want to be defeated by any man or animal. I want to be seemingly immortal. And the asterisk is, we already know this is the story of the goddess, so there's already a loophole built into that. But Mahishasura takes his seeming immortality. He receives this boon. And he goes off and creates an entire demonic army. He creates havoc, destruction, and starts to build an entire empire. And the gods that are remaining, they say, we have no power over this. What is it that can we possibly do? And there's a few versions to this story, but one of the versions is that from the eyebrows of each one of these great gods, they emanate and transform into Durga, the warrior goddess. And she arrives on the battlefield itself, and Durga is the avatar of Parvati. They transform into one another. And Durga is seen here as the goddess who has 10 arms, and in each one of her arms, she's holding a different piece of weaponry, from a trident to a discus to a bowl of water, a lotus flower, all this weaponry to help her defeat the demons that she encounters. And so she arrives on the battlefield, ready to conquer this entire demonic army. And very quickly, they start to come and attack. And the story goes is that she says the sound Om, and the entire demonic army disintegrates into thin air just by the power of her voice. And so Mahishasura, he's there, and he gets very angered, and he says, I'm coming. This is my task to complete. And one of his great demonic powers is that he can shapeshift. He doesn't look and exist as his one form. So he comes onto the battlefield, emerges as himself as a snake, And very quickly, she takes one of her pieces of weapons and defeats him. But then from the snake, he emerges to become the water buffalo. And very quickly, she defeats him again with her weaponry. And the story goes on that he transforms into 108 different animals. And with ease, she's able to defeat him with every piece of weaponry that she has. Until next Monday's story, when more demons emerge and cause more chaos. But for today, the end. But the reason, why I'm telling this story and why I love sharing the stories of the goddess so much is because I say this with all the mythological stories. You can think of them as just a moment in time to hear a fairy tale, hear a moment to just expand your imagination beyond what it could be. But this story, it shows us just aspects of ourselves, parts of our own body and being that get reflected in myths and tales. And the story of Durga shows us that while we might not have water buffaloes that are coming to attack us on the literal battlefield, our modern day demons are very, very real. And every year I say, the demons shapeshift. It's that person that cut you off while you were walking here. It was the email that you can't stop thinking about. But the demons, they hold and exist power in our own mind. And the story of Durga with all of her weaponry says, you already have everything that you need. All of the weaponry that's there is within you to defeat every modern day demon. So today we're going to do the same pose millions of times. It's my demon pose, which is why we do it this time of year. But the story and the moral that Durga teaches us is you have all that you need, and your most powerful weaponry here is the fullness and fluency of your breath, and it can carry you through and shapeshift to any demon that you encounter. So let's begin. Can we start actually lying on our backs today? Can you have your heads up towards me, feet towards the back of the room? Come to lie on your back and have one of your blocks just within a reachable distance, just so you can grab it without having to get up. And you can place it off to the side somewhere. And as you come to lay down onto the ground, feel free to begin in any way that you like. You might have your arms and legs out long, more in a Shavasana shape. If you're experiencing any shifts in your low back or in your hips, you might bend your knees. Bring your feet as wide as your mat and knock your knees into one another so that the weight of your legs can hold the other. But as your hands fall anywhere they fall, alongside of you or on your body, let your eyes soften so you can listen for your own breath. That piece of your weaponry, the full fluency of your breath to help you defeat any modern day demon you encounter. It's always there, always present. And as you lay here against the earth, can you start to listen for and really notice your own breath? Your next inhale might move from your nose down into your belly and up into your chest. And as you exhale through your nose or mouth, feel every part of you that's touching the floor get just a drop heavier into the ground. Parts of your legs, parts of your hips, and even the back of your head. Take a few more breaths just on your own. We're starting lying on our back to help feel the fullness of gravity underneath you. So as you take your next breath in, down, and wide, let it fill you up. And exhale through every fiber of your being. We'll start our practice and our time together with 3 more rounds of that same breath. So wait for your next inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer every ounce of that breath out. Take 2 more breaths just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and really remember your breath. And now keeping that attention inward, softly blink your eyes open if they're not already, and bend both knees as you bring your feet flat onto the earth. Begin to give your right leg a hug in towards your belly or chest, and start with some small circles in your right ankle, moving one in the other direction. We'll spend a lot of time on the feet this afternoon, so just a few breaths to see what it feels like to be off of them. As you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now this time, as your right ankle comes through center, interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Press your thigh into your palms away from your belly, and then begin to straighten your right heel towards the ceiling. Notice what you feel in the back of your right leg. You might flex the foot to notice more in the calf and the back of your leg. You might slowly point the toes and feel more of your shin and your ankle. But as your right leg grows long to the sky, can you wiggle your shoulder blades together and gently press the back of your head down into the earth? A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now just being mindful of neighbors around you, begin to slowly straighten your left leg long in front. Bend your right knee, and as you come in for a twist, let your left hand hold your outer right thigh and move your right leg up and over to the left. It's early in class today. The floor might be far. I like to bring a whole bunch of blocks underneath my right calf, my right thigh, to really have the floor meet me where I am. But as your right hand either rests on your belly or on your ribs, think right shoulder blade heavy onto the earth. A deeper breath in through the nose. Stay for your exhale as you offer all of that breath out. Now begin on your own, begin to bend your left knee, that's the bottom leg. Kick your left tush with your left heel. Stay right here, or you might sweep your right hand down and around to reach for the back of your mat, or perhaps your left foot is close and you grab the pinky edge of your left foot. But can you shrug your right shoulder up and back? Let the back of your head get heavy to the earth as you take a deeper breath in. Stay for your exhale and imagine your belly moving from left to right. Let the right side of you soften to the earth. On your next inhale, with care, release the hold of your left leg. Take your time to draw your knees and your feet and hips back through center. And let your hips and feet land onto the earth to notice what you feel. For the second side, give your left leg a hug in towards your belly. Start with some gentle circles in your left ankle or foot, moving at your pace. Toes and point the toes. Now when your left ankle comes through center, bring your hands behind your left thigh. Try to take that awkward index finger on top. The back of the room, begin to as you peel the left toes back, you might notice more sensation in the calf, in the back of your leg. As you point your left toes, you might feel more of your ankle or shin. But notice how as your left thigh gets heavy into the hammock of your hands, do the shoulders and head want to pop up off the ground? Snuggle your shoulder blades together. Let the back of your head be heavy and breathe into those points touching the earth beneath you. Now watching for neighbors or props. Bend your left knee, and 1 inch at a time begin to move your left leg up and over to the right, perhaps bringing your blocks with you so that the floor can meet you where you are. As your left leg softens onto the block or the earth, let your left hand rest onto your ribs or belly, and let both of your shoulder blades, especially that left one, get heavy onto the ground. Stay right here with your breath. Or if you did so on side one, you might bend your right knee, kick your right tush towards your right heel. Stay here or reach your left hand down and around, and perhaps you grab onto the pinky side edge of your right foot. but offer it to your breath, a deeper breath in through the nose, and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. On your next inhalation, with care, release the hold of your foot. Draw your knees, your feet, and your hips back through center. And this time, give both of your legs a hug in towards your belly or chest. Perhaps you make some circles in one or the other direction or lean softly from side to side, but taking all the time that you need. The next place we meet, front of your mat. So if you like to get off your back, you might roll over onto one side or slide up and down to come into table facing the front of the room. Have your blocks framing the front corners of your mat. You might use them as we start to move around. But in your table, with your hands as wide as your mat, knees under your hips, begin to curl your toes under. And on your own, start to round and arch your spine, linking breath and movement through a few rounds of cat and cow. Let's take 5 cycles of breath just here on your own, really feeling and noticing the harmony of your own breath. So instead of just moving independently, can you feel your inhale begin as you start to arch and lift your hips and chin? And the whole length of your exhale pours out as you round your spine into cat. When you find your way back to table, come to your neutral spine. Walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders. Bring your knees back behind your hips. And with your toes curled under, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time and all the breaths that you'd like to find your way there. In your down dog, walk your feet just a centimeter wider than they already are. Take up a drop more room between your legs. And now lift both and soften your knees. As you let your hamstrings and the backs of your legs release, stick your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. Now keep your left knee bent as you pedal your right heel to the ground and notice what you feel through the back of your right leg. As you switch sides, soften your right knee, think butt high to the sky, pedal your left heel down, and listen for your breath. Can you even push down and forward through your right hand to let your left heel get heavier towards the earth? And now lift both heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet towards your palms to come into your forward fold. Your hands might be up on blocks out in front of your feet so the floor meets you where you are, that modern day weaponry of your props. You might widen your feet or soften your knees as you bow in towards yourself, but take a full breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. After a few breaths, climb your hands up onto your hips, stand through your legs, and inhale to come all the way up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. With your feet right underneath you, take an inhale, reach your arms forward and up to the sky. On your exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Inhale to lengthen halfway, think heart and chest long towards the front of the room. And as you exhale, fold, plant your palms, and step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. You might have your knees lifted. You might tap your knees to the ground behind your hips. But without moving your legs, can you energetically hug your legs towards each other like they could become one pillar? Now, without moving your hands, hug your palms towards each other. Feel the forearms engage. Now, slide your ears back. Bring your head in line with your chest. A big breath in. And as you exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. Let your hands come as wide as your mat. On an inhale, rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift up through your chest. And on your exhale, take it back to down dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. You know, you hear the stories of the warrior goddess with 10 arms, each holding a different piece of weaponry. And while there might not be 10 arms on each one of us, there's those fingertips to claw into the earth. So as you press down and forward through your hands, if you're in down dog, feel it reverberate to lift your hips up and back towards the wall behind. As you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Out the bottom of your breath, take your time, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet to your hands in your standing forward fold. On an inhale, lengthen halfway, think heart, even your head long towards the front of the room. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge, and bring your hands high up onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of your right foot. Wiggle your left toes back just an inch more, and on your inhale, stay in your lunge. Just lift your heart, grow long through the spine. As you exhale, begin to fold and straighten your right leg. Let's do that twice more. Wait for your inhale as you come through to lunge. Big exhale to fold and straighten your right knee. One more. Take your breath. Inhale to grow long. Bend your knee, lift your heart. And on your exhale, fold as you straighten your right leg. Now, once both legs are straight, pause here. Can you wrap your left hip to the front of your mat? Tack your right hip to the back of your mat. And now as your legs stay steady, push into the blocks to lift your chest. Take a breath. Keep your left hand on the block or on the floor. Bring your right thumb to your right hip crease. And as you wrap your right hip towards the back of your mat, shrug your right shoulder up and back, and from your belly, start to twist to the right. You might stay here with your hand on your hip. You might reach your right arm up to the sky for this version of revolved triangle. But as your belly revolves to the right, think shoulder blades together and slide your ears back to lean back. A bigger breath in. Stay for your exhale. And on your inhale, unwind. Lower your right hand, bend your knee, and step your left foot forward to meet your right. Come back into your forward fold. On an inhale, come up halfway to lengthen. Think heart long. As you exhale, fold in towards yourself. Keep your left foot forward, step your right foot all the way back to lunge. Squeegee your right toes back just an inch more. And now with your left knee bent, take a breath, lift your chest, grow long through the spine. And as you exhale, fold and straighten your left leg. Twice more, follow your breath more than my voice. Inhale through to lunge. As you exhale, fold and bow in. One more time. On your inhale, think long through your heart. And as you exhale the third time, you straighten your left leg. Pause here. With both legs straight but not locked, can you wrap your right hip towards the front of your mat? Tack your outer left hip back. And now press into your blocks to lift your chest. Grow longer through your spine. Keep your right hand steady as your left thumb comes to your left hip crease. And now give yourself your own manual assist. Wrap your left hip back, shrug your left shoulder up and back, and from your belly, begin to twist open to the left. Stay with your hand on your hip. You might reach your left arm up to the sky, but offer it to your own breath. A deeper breath in. Stay for the exhale. Can you lean back against the strength that you've created? On your next inhale, unwind, lower your hands, bend your right knee or left knee and step it all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from side to side and notice any difference that you feel from one leg to the other. Now with those hands as wide as your mat, follow your breath. Inhale through to plank pose. As you exhale, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to rise for your cobra. Hug the shoulder blades towards one another. And exhale to take it up and back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. From your down dog, float the right leg up and back. Step your right foot through to catch your lunge. And now if you have your strap close by, you might bring your strap as you pivot your hands and feet over to the left and come into your wide-legged forward fold, facing the long edge of your mat. You can unravel the strap from its rubber band, and as we take a shoulder stretch, grab the strap between your hands, somewhere at your low back. Start with your elbows very bent to begin, and now hug your shoulder blades together. As you inhale, start to reach your arms off of your tush towards the sky as you bow in. Take a tiny bend in your knees if your knees are locked, and a bend in your elbows, especially if they're overhead. Now, without trying to tug or release your hands, try to tug your strap apart and hug the shoulder blades towards each other to broaden through your chest. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might even reach your heart towards the earth, even softly lifting your chin away from your chest. And now slowly let your hands come down to your tush. Ditch your strap off to the side if you have it. Turn your right knee and toes to catch your lunge. And wait for your inhale as you come up to rise for high lunge. Reach your arms and your chest up to the sky. Good. You might walk your right foot an inch or two over to the right. Feel those feet less on a balance beam. But lift your back heel, knee, and thigh high. Stretch up through your fingertips and try to look away from the ground as you take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend into your front thigh. Now hands come to your hips. Tiny bend in your back knee, get springy, and hop off your left foot to scoop your left thigh up towards your chest. Stand down through your right leg, grow taller through the crown of your head, and now cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Sit your butt all the way back into your chair for standing figure 4. You might keep your hands on your hips. They might come in front of your heart. You might reach them up overhead. But as you do your best to flex your left foot, listen for your breath. Take a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Can you lift your chest away from the earth and let your butt get heavier to the ground? Now inhale to come all the way up to rise. Lower your feet to the floor. Take a breath to reach your arms up. This time grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. Grow 1 inch taller and up and over to the right for standing crescent. A breath here into that left side waist. Your butt might sway to the left as you tip to the right, but think ears back and maybe slide the arms back in line with your ears to broaden through your chest. Inhale to come up through center, reach up, touch the sky, and as you exhale, fold in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat, walk those feet all the way back to take it back to downward facing dog. A couple more times together. Wait for your inhale. Come forward to your plank. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. On your inhale, rise, Cobra Bhujangasana. Press the feet down as you lift your heart up. And exhale to take it up and back to downward facing dog. A full breath in through your nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. That most powerful piece of weaponry, the fluency of your breath. For the second side, lift your left leg to the sky. Step your left foot through or around to catch your lunge. And slow and steady, pivot your hands and feet over to the right to come into your wide-legged forward fold on the second side. As your toes point to face the long edge of your mat, tiny bend in your knees so that they don't lock out. And now hug your legs in towards each other. Squeeze the feet together to feel your inner thighs. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might soften your elbows to the sides as you bow in towards yourself. But try to remember your legs. Every inhale, hug the feet towards each other. And as you exhale, can the crown of your head bow in towards the earth? Now let your head stay heavy. Slow and steady. Turn your left knee and toes to catch your lunge. Frame out your left foot. And on your breath in, come up to rise for a high lunge on the second side. Walk your left foot as much as you need over to the left. And as the right heel, knee, and thigh lift, stretch up through the fingertips. And bend 1 more inch into your front thigh. Now maybe your hands stay lifted, maybe you bring them to your hips, but tiny bend in your back knee, get springy, and take all the hops you need to scoop your right thigh up towards your chest. Stand through your left leg, grow taller through the crown of your head, and now right ankle over your left thigh. Hinge your butt back, sit into your chair for standing figure 4. Anywhere your hands go to steady you, can you offer it to your breath? A deeper breath in. Stay for your exhale. Think butt heavy to the back of your mat as you lift your chest and even your gaze away from the floor to see where you're going. On an inhale, come all the way up to rise. Lower your feet, feel gravity catch you. And as you breathe in, reach your arms up. Grab your right wrist, 1 inch taller and up and over to the left for standing crescent on that second side. Breathe here into that right side waist, the right shoulder. And as your butt sways off center to the right, can you slide the bottom ribs back? Then maybe your ears come back to lift your chin, and you slide your arms back in line with your ears to broaden through your chest. Inhale to come all the way back up. Get 2 inches taller as you touch the sky. And on your exhale, fold in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Walk your feet all the way back to the back of your mat for downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale through to plank pose. And as you exhale, lower onto your belly and make a pillow with your hands. Rest on your forehead or on one of your cheeks. Close your eyes for a moment and call yourself back to your breath. We started a while ago laying on your back, breathing into all of those points touching the floor beneath you. As you lay here on your belly, can you feel that fluency of your breath? Let your next inhale move in and down to fill your belly and then up into your chest. And as you even open your mouth to let that breath out, let parts of you that are touching the earth soften into the floor. Now, keeping that connection to your breath, let's do a few things here on the ground. So this time, for a round of locust pose, bring your arms, watch for the props, and bring your arms into trident. So you'll bend your elbows, press your palms down into the floor, and let your elbows be in line with your shoulders. Like this one I call the chicken wing, when the elbows are close. Try to bring the elbows in line with the shoulders. Press your palms down into the floor, hug the shoulder blades towards each other. And now without moving your legs, hug your legs towards each other as if they could become the staff of the trident. On your inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your palms and forearms up off of the ground. And exhale to lift your legs up and away from the ground. Close or soften your eyes and listen for your breath. A trident is one of those pieces of weaponry that Durga holds in her hands. So with each inhale, hug the inner thighs together. Think inseams of your pants to the sky. Now hug the shoulder blades together and lift your palms in line with your elbows. A big breath in. And exhale to release. Lower down. Make a pillow. Rest on the other cheek or on the other side of your forehead. You might wiggle your butt from side to side or stay still. But let your breath be full and wide into the belly and chest. And exhale to soften you into the earth. Okay. First of the thigh stretches here on your belly. So for half frog, keep a pillow with your left hand. Let your forehead rest on your left palm. And now bend your right knee and reach your right hand around for your right foot for the thigh stretch. If you're wearing socks, you can grab socks. You can loop a strap around your foot too. Grab somewhere onto the leg. Like in locust, right thigh wants to open off to the sides. Press your right thigh down into your stick. Hug your inner thighs towards you. And now shrug your right shoulder up and draw your right heel towards your right tush. A big breath in through the nose. A longer breath out through your nose or mouth. And on your inhale with care, release the hold of your leg. Switch sides, a pillow with your right hand. Let your forehead or your cheek rest. Bend your left knee and reach your left hand around for the pinky, the top, or the big toe side edge of your left foot. That's it. As you press your left thigh down into your sticky mat, create some resistance. Hug your inner thighs towards each other, and then shrug your left shoulder away from the earth to notice the sensation in the left side of your chest. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale and think left heel towards your left tush. On an inhale, release the hold of your left foot. Bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up through to tabletop. Come up to all fours. You can sit back onto your heels, sip some water, take a breath or two. AC is on. I'll turn it on colder. I know, it's like hot air blowing in, but sip water, take a breath at any time. Cold. And now we'll spend a few moments on the knees. So if you'd like a blanket underneath your knees, you can grab it now for some extra padding. But this time, bring your hands to the sticky mat instead of onto blocks. And now with your hands and knees on the ground, bring your hands as wide as your mat, take up space. Curl all 10 of your toes under, this will help. Now reach your right leg back behind you. Come in for a calf stretch, reach back through your right heel, and think heart and chest forward towards the front of your mat. A big breath in, and a longer breath out. Good, now keep your right leg long. Draw your right heel over the toes, and begin to lift your right foot up off of the earth. Now notice when the right leg lifts, my belly and ribs always want to drop. So as you lift your belly and ribs away from the ground, the right leg might lower, and that's okay. But hug your right thigh an inch to the left, reach back through your right heel, and think chest forward towards the front of the room. Now tent up onto your left fingertips. Slow and steady, bend your right knee and flex your right foot like you could raise the roof with your right heel. You can be here the whole time, or as you look to the floor to help with your balance, your left hand might reach around for the big toe, the pinky toe, or the ankle of your right leg. Hug your right thigh an inch to the middle of your mat. Shrug your left shoulder up and back, and like you did in revolved triangle, from your belly, begin to twist open to the left for twisted half bow. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might push your foot back into your hand and lift your right heel towards the ceiling. And on your inhale with care, release arm and leg to the earth. Lower your hands and knees and take a breath on all fours. You might be in stillness. You might be in cat and cow. You might come to child. What you feel. Any questions? Because we're doing it again, and then we're doing it standing. This is the shape-shifting demon.
Where is the best place to grab?
I like to hold my ankle because it helps me flex the foot. So if you look at the shoulder, it's all are correct. When you grab the big toe side edge, look at my right shoulder, it tends to go down. So I have to do a lot of work to lift. Grab the pinky edge like you're hitchhiking, it automatically externally. Ankle, it just gives me more resistance. So it's really up to you, but thinking this shoulder up and back. Is that helpful? Okay. Last side, tabletop. Last side for now, and then we're doing it standing. So when your hands come as wide as your mat, it steadies the ground beneath you. And take the calf stretch, reach your left leg back, think heel to the back of your mat, and notice if your head drops like mine always does. Even if your eyes are closed, think head and heart forward. Let yourself grow longer. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now as your left heel comes over the toes, try to look forward towards the top of your mat and lift your left foot up off the ground. Now feel the belly and ribs lift away from the earth. Reach back through your left heel and think heart and chest forward. How long can you grow? Come up onto your right fingertips. Play with that asymmetry and begin to bend your left knee as you raise the roof with your left heel. You can stay exactly where you are, hugging your left thigh to the right. Or you might play with some balance and lift your right hand and grab the toe, the pinky toe, or the ankle. I like to look down to help with the balance, but here, hug your left thigh to the right, to the middle. Shrug your right shoulder up and away from the earth. And from the depths of your belly, as you twist to the right, slide your ears back. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Maybe you lift your left heel high to the sky. Inhale to release. Arm and leg lower down onto the earth. A breath in table. A breath in cat-cow, a breath in child's pose to notice what it is that you feel. Okay. Throughout the course of the month, I like to crowdsource for what people's demon poses are, when I say demon pose, I'm like, when the teacher says it, your instinct is, oh, look at that, I have 5 to 7 minutes to go to the bathroom. That will be the right and the left side, and I don't have to come back for it. This one's mine that we're moving towards. So we've done it in different orientations to gravity. It's called twisted half moon with the thigh stretch, Ardha Chandra Chapasana. The very first pose we did, this guy, same variation. This one, same variation, just different orientations to gravity. And now in a moment, I'm going to talk you through how to get there, but we'll be doing it standing. So we've done it in 3 different forms, all starting from the ground up. And the one pro tip I want to give you before we get into it is, as the legs shapeshift, as we start to move, when this back leg comes away from gravity, it tends to have a mind of its own. It usually goes off to the right, it turns open, and then when you twist, it gets a little tight in the hips. So my suggestion is hug everything to center. Let that leg be an extension of your hip. And even when you bend your knee and reach your hand around for your foot, you notice I have to bend this bottom knee a lot to grab around, which is great. As you bend your knee, this leg wants to go off to the side, which when you kick has a tendency to topple us over. So think less of how high can your leg go, but how much can you use it to anchor you. Hug your back thigh to the middle, shrug your other shoulder up and back, and as you twist, notice how my left leg stays in line with the hip. It's wanting to go here. I'm hugging it in to get a big twist in the belly. It's where the back leg is that helps you find more space in the chest. Does anyone like this pose? No. Yes. Yes. I always ask that because some demons are other people's delight, and some delights are other people's demons. But I got to teach this once a year because this is the pose that when somebody teaches it in class, I'm like, time to pee. I'm going to talk you through it so I don't have to do it now. But we'll see where it takes us. So come into your downward facing dog, please. Have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. You will use them as we move around. And now from your down dog, take a breath. That metaphorical battlefield, the shape-shifting demon is always present, but you have everything you already need, that fluency of your own breath, that most powerful weapon in your arsenal. So as you wait for your inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through to catch your lunge. On your inhale, come up to rise for high lunge. Reach your arms, your chest, and your torso to the sky. Your right foot as much as you need to the right. Let the ground underneath you be steady. And as you lift your back heel, knee, and thigh, look away from the ground, bend into your front leg, and now bend your elbows like trident, goalposts, and hug the shoulder blades together to lift your gaze. A big breath in, a longer breath out. Now hands come to your hips, tiny bend in your back knee, you get springy. Take all the hops you need to hop off your left foot, left thigh to your chest. Just as we did when we were standing, bring your hands underneath your left thigh. Press your left thigh down into your palms. Hug your shoulder blades together and lift your heart. Stay here with the knee bent the whole time, or you might straighten your left leg and foot high five me in front of you. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And now bend your left knee. Bring your hands to your hips. Soften your right standing knee, and to come into Warrior 3, begin to hinge from your hips. Think chest forward as you extend your left leg back. Now bring your hands high up onto blocks out in front of your feet for supported Warrior 3. Flex your left foot, straighten your left leg, and as you hug your left thigh an inch to the right, reach back through your left heel and think chest forward. Now keep your left hand on the block. Keep your right, come up onto your right fingertips. Bend your left knee, flex the foot, and raise the roof with your left heel. Remember, you can stay here. You might bring your right thumb to your right hip crease. And as you wrap your right hip back, shrug the right shoulder up and back, and turn from your belly to the right. Stay here or reach your right hand around for your left foot. Everyone, hug your left thigh an inch to the right. Shrug your right shoulder up and back, and now kick your foot back into your hand and twist your belly to the left, to the right. Whee! Inhale to extend, release your leg. Tap your left foot to the back of your mat, plant your palms, and step it back to downward facing dog. Woo, right butt cheek on fire. Pedal the heels. Take notice of what you feel and see. And now 107 of the 108 demons defeated. We got one more to try out. Lift the left leg to the sky. Step your left foot through or around to catch your lunge. For your inhale, feel that weaponry sharpen as you breathe and rise for high lunge. Walk your left foot as much as you need to the left. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale, bend into your left thigh as you bend your elbows, trident. Hug the shoulder blades together, and maybe your gaze starts to lift to where the wall and ceiling meet. Now hands to your hips, tiny bend in your back knee, get springy. All the hops you need to scoop your right thigh to your chest. You can always tap your right foot to a block in front of you. But as your hands come underneath that thigh, try to take the awkward index finger on top. Press the weight of your legs down, hug the shoulder blades together, and lift up through the heart, and maybe begin to straighten your right leg. A deeper breath in, a longer breath out. Now back it up, bend your right knee, hands to your hips, soften your left standing knee, and begin to hinge. Think chest forward as the right leg reaches back. Flex your right foot, and when the time comes, bring your hands high up onto blocks in front of your left foot. Stay in the supported warrior 3. Hug your right thigh to the left. Reach back through your left heel and think chest forward. Slowly bend your right knee, flex your foot, and raise the roof with your right heel. And as you tent up onto just your left fingertop, stay here breathing. You might bring your left thumb to your left hip like we did in that revolved triangle. As you wrap your left hip back, shrug your left shoulder up and back, and maybe completely optional for your left hand to reach for the right foot. Hug your right thigh to the middle, shrug your left shoulder up and back, and as you push your foot back into your hand, lift your right heel to the sky to revolve your heart open to the left. A bigger breath in. Stay for your exhale. And on your inhale, release arm and leg. Tap your right foot to the back of your mat. Plant your palms and step back through the left leg for downward facing dog. Demons defeated. Notice any difference from side to side. And for the last round, inhale through to plank pose. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. On an inhale, come up for air, cobra. Hug the shoulder blades towards one another. And on your exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog. Now from your down dog, lower your knees down onto the earth. And just like we started, you'll come to lie on your back with your head up towards the front, feet to the back, and have a few things within a reachable distance. Your therapy balls, if you need some, I can bring some over to you. Have your block close by as you come to lay down onto the ground. And if anyone needs therapy balls, you can raise a hand and I can bring some over to you. But place them off to the sides. Touch down onto the earth. Bend your knees as wide as your mat. Knock your knees into each other. And let your hands rest onto your belly or onto your chest as you take a big breath into your palms. And open your mouth to let that breath out. Call yourself back down to earth. Take another breath to fill your belly and up into your chest. And open your mouth to let that breath out. Now here, I'll talk you through a few moments of therapy balls in the glutes. We've done so much work in there. that giving them a few moments to roll might feel sweet. So you feel free to find your therapy balls, take them out of their tote, and hold on to the therapy balls in each hand. Now with your knees bent, feet on the ground, lift your butt just enough and pop the therapy balls to the top of your butt cheeks on either side of your tailbone, either side of your sacrum. Think more in the flesh and muscle of your butt rather than the bones of your pelvis and low back. And once you find a place you can breathe in, let your arms fall anywhere they fall. Take a big breath in and open your mouth to let that breath out. Now start the slow swivel of your hips. Sway your butt a few inches to the right and let your knees move a few inches to the left. And as you come back through center, let your butt move left and knees slightly to the right. As you zigzag your hips from side to side, you might feel the therapy balls move along the upper fibers of your glutes. Taking longer breaths in and steadier exhales out. And now the next time your hips and knees come back through center, let's find a new place. You can use your hands and lower the therapy balls another inch or two so they're more in the middle, fleshiest space of your butt. I like to start them kind of close together because eventually they'll get wider apart. But as your hands fall to the sides or on your belly, take a big breath in and open your mouth to let that breath out. Begin that sway, butt to the right, knees to the left, and vice versa as you feel these therapy balls moving along the middle fibers of your glutes. What you might feel is the more your hips sway, the wider the therapy balls slowly become. You can always adjust as needed. But over time, at your pace, they might end up more towards the outer edges and outer seams of your hips and pants. And once you find them there, wider than where they started, keep them as you draw your hips through center. Now walk both of your feet over to the left side of your mat and drop just your right knee to the right so that right therapy ball finds its way into your outer right butt cheek, that shape-shifting demon. Again, for some of us, this is breathable. Some of us, it's interesting. For me, I question my existence, but try your best to unclench your fists, your fingers, your jaw, the fluency of your breath. Now the next time you draw your knees and feet back through the middle, last side, walk your feet over to the right and drop just your left knee to the left. Feel that left therapy ball find its way into your outer left butt cheek. A big, full breath in. And open your mouth to let that breath out as you soften the tongue away from your upper palate and widen your eyebrows. On your inhale, uncross your legs, draw your knees and feet back through center. Use your hands and pop the therapy balls out as you let the weight of your butt drop to the ground. A moment to notice what cannot be seen, but you can clearly feel. And as you give your legs a hug in towards your belly or chest, you might make some small circles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you lean carefully and gently from side to side, or come into your version of happy baby as you widen your thighs and knees. Your hands might catch the backs of your thighs, your calves, or the pinky edges of your feet. But as we've done so many asymmetrical twists, before we prepare for rest, can you see what it feels like to do something similar in the right and the left and the front and back of your body? A deeper breath in and a long exhale out. Now release the hold of your legs to the earth. The next place to meet is in your version of Shavasana, your pose of rest. So give yourself time to take any layers or props to support yourself. You might let your hair down or set your glasses safely off to the side. Perhaps you're laying on your back or in a side laying Shavasana or on your belly, any place where you can become as comfortable as humanly possible. And as you drape onto the earth, take a deep breath in and down. And exhale through your nose or parted lips to offer that breath out. Take another breath the same. Breathe into your belly, into your chest. Sniff in more at the top. And exhale through your nose or mouth to get heavier into the earth. Last round, breathe into your belly, into your chest. Sniff in a drop more breath at the very top. And open your mouth to let all of that breath out. Feel the rhythmic steadiness of your own breath. And for these next few moments, the demons defeated, the breath arrives. Can you let each breath, let your entire body get heavier into the earth? And the heavier you continue to become, the more expansive and spacious you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in and down so it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Every time you inhale, it's this divine energy exhaling her way into you. And every one of your divine exhalations is an offering to her breath in. So as your breath begins to awaken the body that you're in, might begin to take any gentle movements that feel supportive to you. Perhaps you roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. You might tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against the earth. Just being mindful of anyone around you or props. You might reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your own chest. But when the time comes, you can bend both knees, feel your feet on the ground, reach your arms overhead and roll to any side of your choice to curl into yourself. And with the least amount of effort needed, take your time, push into the floor and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. With your eyes softly closed or open, take a deep breath in and down. And exhale to offer the breath up and out through every fiber of you. We'll finish our time together the same way we began, with one more of those breaths. You can place your hands to center anywhere that might feel for you as you take a deep breath in to offer all of it out. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in a simple but profound gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to each other who practiced right alongside next to you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everyone. Drink water, take good care of yourselves and each other. There are a fresh bucket of wipes if there's any mats you used from the studio or props to just give them, or yours if you want to give it a swipe over with. And otherwise, activities are abundant. Facial massage workshop this weekend, restorative yoga. Adriana's starting her 8-week virtual pranayama practice group. So if you've been ever interested in getting breath work incorporated into your daily routine, it's Tuesday mornings at 7:45. It's all virtual for 30 minutes. And then she has a recording that she sends and keeps up if that time doesn't work. But that starts next Tuesday. That's it, yoga related. Anyone else have things that you're doing, you're seeing, you're going to, that other people should know about? Keishawn's here, who owns More Vintage Archive on 4th Street. Molly's here, who owns Molly's Books and Records in the Italian market. Places to go, to see. I feel like I had announcements, but I can't remember any of them. See you soon. Thank you. Good to see you. Yeah. I know, it's a melee over there. Thank you.